If you're thinking about moving to Tennessee, but you're not sure what area is right for you, then you are in the right place. Today we're going to be talking about the Chattanooga suburb of Lookout Mountain. It is a well sought after neighborhood. Lots of locals want to live there. Ones that do live there don't want to leave there. Ones that grow up living there and go to college and move back, this is where they want to stay. It's a great little place. And before we get to the video, I wanted to just mention that if you have any real estate needs, if you are considering moving to the Chattanooga area, please feel free to reach out. Even if you don't necessarily need a realtor, you just have questions, I'm happy to answer anything that I can for you. So Lookout Mountain is an old little city. This is home to Rock City, which initially was someone's actual garden and backyard that they turned into paid park entrance. Back after the Great Depression, whenever the family that owned the home and that was their backyard, money became tight, they started charging people to come through. So now it's actually a park with an overlook and all sorts of cool rock formations, trees and plants that you can enjoy, and also lights at Christmas time. Anyway, sidetracked a little bit, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of the houses up there are very old. I have sold some very cool houses up on Lookout Mountain. One was a very stately mansion at one time. It actually had quarters for service people on one side. They actually lived above the kitchen in an apartment. It was very nice and classy, and it was so very cool to see how the homes were built during that era. And also there had been an old original swimming pool that they had turned into a fish pond. Some very old, 80 to 100-year-old homes, and in addition to that, some newer construction and some remodels. There's going to be a few newer homes intermittently, and there's a few neighborhoods with some lots left to build in that builders are grabbing and doing so. But for the most part, there is a mixed combination of older, smaller homes and older, larger mansion-sized homes that are mostly on the bluff side. And then you also, of course, have the Georgia side and the Tennessee side because the state line goes through Lookout Mountain. So up on the back side of Lookout Mountain past Covenant College, there's also some really new neighborhoods that they have developed recently. There's some land that was there that they got their hands on, so you can get some newer construction up there. It's a very well sought after community, and it has in the past been one that it's hard to find some real estate on. So we're very thrilled to know that there are some newer homes being built up there, so there is a little bit of inventory to select from. For both Tennessee and Georgia side, the average home sale price for 2024, according to Realtor.com, was $858,000. And if you're looking on just the Tennessee side for the average home sale price, it was $1.16 million on the Tennessee side only. So Tennessee is a no income tax state, so it does tend to, if you work in Chattanooga, it does make sense to live on the Tennessee side as opposed to the Georgia side, because if you work in Tennessee but live in Georgia, you will pay state income tax. So overall, we just have a larger population on the Tennessee side, and because it is neighboring suburb to Chattanooga, it is more popular that Chattanooga people are living up there, so it's just a little bit harder to come by, so the prices are a tad bit higher. The Georgia side is just as desirable when it comes to views, amenities, and home sale types, etc. But it's just that there's not going to be, I would say they just don't sell as quickly, so maybe the average is a little bit lower, and also there's not a whole lot of turnover, so a little bit of everything. Just do your research on taxes. I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA, I'm not one to advise on those, but I do know that Tennessee is a no state income tax state, and Georgia is an income tax state. So as far as amenities up on Lookout Mountain, there is a small handful of restaurants that you can frequent. There's coffee shops. There is a little tiny strip mall that does have a boutique and a few other little stores that you could visit. There are also a couple of banks, and there's an Erlanger primary care facility. And let's not forget to mention Starbucks. There's the cutest little Starbucks you've ever seen. I really think it is the cutest Starbucks I've seen. I've seen a lot of Starbucks, but anyway, I think it's the cutest one. And it's all covered in rocks. It's right next to Rock City, and it's a great spot to go get some coffee or hot chocolate before going to Rock City in the winter when the lights are all lit up. So if you're looking for a larger grocery store, you are going to have to drive 10 or 15 minutes down to St. Elmo, which does have like a Publix and some other larger grocery stores, for instance, and pharmacies, different things like that. Lots of chef-prepared restaurants at the base there in St. Elmo. So lots of things there. It's not a very far drive, but you do go up and down the mountain. It's very scenic. It's very placid, relaxing. If you get car sick, it might not be for you, but there are things at the base of the mountain, so if you do need to get down there, you can. So we do have lots of tourist attractions on Lookout Mountain. Chattanooga does have a good tourist industry kind of going on right now, but there are a handful of scenic activities up on Lookout Mountain. We have Rock City, we have Ruby Falls, we have Point Park, and we also have the Incline. All of these things are found on Lookout Mountain, and they do have a little bit of traffic seasonally that may hold you up just a tad bit, but not normally too bad unless there is an accident or something that is causing an over congested. So things to do outside up on Lookout Mountain, obviously golf is a big thing, and there is the Lookout Mountain Golf Course. It is a members only course. There's also Macklemore, which is in Rising Fawn, Georgia, but is actually on Lookout Mountain. So kind of a little bit close there, but it is in the city of Rising Fawn. And it is a semi-private course. It does have private memberships, but if you stay in their hotel, which is quite bougie and beautiful, by the way, or eat at their restaurant, I do think that you can golf there as well. Also a part of the Lookout Mountain Club is the Fairyland Club. It's a large clubhouse facility that you can rent out for events and parties. And then there's also an adjacent swimming pool for hot summer days. So some other highlights of Lookout Mountain. Up atop of Lookout Mountain, you'll see Covenant College. It's sort of an iconic large tower-shaped building that's on the mountain. You can see for miles away. Absolutely beautiful. And just a little ways down from Covenant College, there's fabulous Canyon Grill restaurant, and just within a half mile or so of that, you will see the hang gliders cliff, I guess you would call it, where they jump off, and you can go sit with your coffee or drink and watch them jump off. It's quite fun at sunset, beautiful views. That's something that you can do if you're into hang gliding. Also on Lookout Mountain, there's lots of rock climbing, trails, mountain biking, hiking, things of that nature. So if you like to get outdoors, there's a lot of things to do up on Lookout Mountain without even leaving. So thanks so much for watching. And if you got all the way to the end, YouTube thinks that you might also like this video. So please click and watch that one next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.